Today we have Dina from Georgia State University, and we're going to ask her a couple questions about being a neuroscientist. So Dina, what year are you in your program? What are you studying?
Hi, Sarah. So I'm a fourth-year PhD student, and I study molecular neuroscience. So our lab is interested in learning and memory, but on a molecular level. So we do a lot of cell culturing, pipetting into an empty plate all day, doing Western. We also take very pretty images on confocal microscopes for cells fluorescing. So everyone in the lab does different things, like different projects. My project is specifically about neurodegenerative disorders and more specifically tauopathies, and how tau interacts with some of the proteins responsible for regulating synaptic transmission and synaptic activity.
Oh wow! So you work with like CTE maybe, and like Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, so things like Alzheimer's disease, frontotemporal dementia, like those are the most famous, I guess, examples of tauopathies that everyone knows.
Gotcha.
But again, on a cellular level.
Yeah, very, very small.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That's kind of aligned with like what I do in the lab too.
Oh, cool.
So outside the lab, like what do you do for fun if you ever escape the lab?
So I'm a mom, so outside the lab, I do my second full-time job. uh, so yeah, when I'm not in the lab, I'm mostly spending time with my family, taking care of my 6-year-old. He's a handful. Trying to get him also to be interested in science and his classmates. I like to read a lot and just do nature hikes. Nothing very crazy or super interesting, I guess.
Have you like been around the nature hikes in Georgia? Like there's a lot of parks nearby.
Yeah, Atlanta is a place great to be if you're interested in like nature. I'm from Alexandria, Egypt, so I'm used to having the sea around. So I really miss that part, like running by the sea. But we still have lakes and rivers in Atlanta, so that's great.
Wow. No, that sounds like definitely a handful of doing a PhD. But it sounds like you're at least almost done or halfway.
Yeah. Fourth year. So the average for neuroscience programs is usually 5 years. We'll see, like with the COVID delays and
Yeah.
everything that we've been through this year, how it works out. But hopefully, we're still on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you happen to have any pets or um, like any dogs to go running with on these hikes?
So no pets. We had briefly a goldfish, but that's like how much I can handle right now with everything going on. But there are plans for a cat in the future. Just
Okay.
yeah, plans in progress.
All right. You'll have to keep us updated on the cat.
I will.
Is there anything else that you would like to say to any future neuroscientists or anyone that is beginning to get interested in science?
So I think one of the most important things when you're getting in science is knowing what to expect. So a lot of people get into science thinking that they will have, they will make great discoveries every day, which is true for some people. But also you will have many days where you're coming in doing the same kind of experiments for weeks. Sometimes your experiments won't work. You'll have to troubleshoot a lot. So those are things that people get into science thinking like every day will be fireworks and super exciting, but you have to set your expectations, know that this is something that's like long-term, think of the long-term gain and satisfaction that you'll get when your project is completed. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Like, set realistic expectations. Don't put your life on hold for science. Keep a good balance of life and work,
Mhm.
all you're burnt out very quickly and get stressed and
Yeah,
be miserable. So yeah, keep an open mind. That's it. There you go.
those are all very good points. I've definitely heard people that like put their personal value into their success of their experiments, which you just cannot do.
Yeah.
You'll learn that so quickly. But no, that's
Yeah.
really good advice.
Yeah, we can't help but do it some days, but just have to remind yourself and stay connected with other students and other scientists who are going through the same thing. That's a lot of support that helps you understand that this is not happening to just you, it's everyone. So yeah.
How did you get into neuroscience?
Back home, I studied medicine, so I'm a physician. But when I moved to the United States, I just felt that I can start over. I can do pretty much whatever I want, and just I've decided that I was always interested in neurology. And when I looked at the clinical aspects of neurology, I felt like with so many neurological disorders, there's so little you can do to help the patients. And I became more interested in basic science. So how can we learn more about those disorders and how can we make more treatments available? Especially this happened coincided with my grandfather's diagnosis with Alzheimer's disease, and I just saw how helpless we were, like doing anything that could actually help other than just slowing down the disease. So I became more interested in looking at that side of it and seeing if maybe I can help, maybe I can add something, and maybe I can understand and help treat those disorders better one day.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard a lot of people get interested in neuroscience because they've been personally impacted, or a family member has been impacted. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of personal connections to what we do. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of this. I hope future students find this incredibly useful and helps them on their like career trajectory, perhaps.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Sarah.
You know,